you speak to people and they realize you don't have the American accent.
Yeah.
The first thing they tell you is you don't have an accent. And these people, 100% of the people the encounter I had were from African Americans.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And most of the time they think they are superior.
Superior over
other Africans.
Come follow me to a secret place where only the moon can see.
All right, thank you. Hey, thank you very much for checking me out. My name is EKOW Simpson. If you are new to my channel, please click on the subscribe button. If you are old, I know you've been commenting, sharing, and liking my videos, and I really appreciate it. I normally say medasi in my language. That means what? Put it in that comment box. Let me know, because I always say medasi to you for being a subscriber. So what does it mean when I say medasi? Put it up as a comment. I would like to speak to one of the brothers who is from Cape Coast. He grew up here, and let me tell you, he's done a lot for the city of Cape Coast. I'll let him introduce himself, what he's been through for the past month or for the past 2 months, and then we'll take it from there. Vishnu, thank you very much for joining my YouTube channel. I want to say hello. I want you to say hello to my YouTube.
Yeah, hello, subscribers.
All right, so tell us a little bit about you. I mean, you were born in Cape Coast.
Yes.
Where exactly in Cape Coast?
MCH.
And then there was this project that you did that got you traveling around the world. You know, what was it about, and what have you learned so far that you are going to use to help develop the city of Cape Coast?
Okay, my name is Vishnu Kojodazi Coleman. I'm a native of Cape Coast here. Yes, I am a fellow of the Community Solutions Program 2019. Okay. In 2018, there was a call for people to apply. In 2018, 7,000 and over people applied from all over the world. Okay. And fortunately, I was part of the 72 people who were chosen to take part in the 2019 Community Solutions Program. This program is about young leaders from around the world who are doing something to impact the community. Okay. So we have different sections of the program. We have the governance and accountability, women and gender, environmental issue. There are about 7. So my section is on women and gender. So it's like American government supporting your country. So we went to the United States of America, basically Washington. So when you get there, after the program orientation, they are dispersed to all the states. So fortunately, we were made to do internship. So fortunately, where I had to work was the National Black Justice Organization, and they are based in Washington. You'll be given a certificate from George Mason University, professional and executive certificate in community leadership, and the State Department will also give you a recognition. Okay. Yes. So when we went, we had each and everyone had a letter signed by the American government. Okay. Precisely the President Donald Trump. I think that is one of the greatest achievements in my life. It's in my room, and anytime I see it, I believe, yes, I've made it in life. And it is not anything. My project is about working, providing psychological support for the aged, especially those who didn't give birth, those who couldn't give birth. Okay. You know, we believe that childbirth is a gift from God, but not everyone get the opportunity or the privilege of having children. So when they get to 50s, 70s, because of the psychological pressure people give them, you didn't give birth, some of them end up committing suicide with what the investigation I had.
Most of my viewers or my subscribers are Africans in diaspora. We always say, I want to travel to the United States, I want to travel, especially with the Africans, because we see magic, we see glory, we see everything out there in the United States. Tell us your first experience traveling to a country where there's a lot of white people, a lot of black people. How was it like? Did you also have that feeling like, yeah, I'm now in America? Because now, most of African Americans are trying to come back home. Coming back home means coming back to Africa, because they are kind of fed up with the system out there. Did you feel like, no, I mean, now the America that I've been seeing on TV, was it what you saw there?
Yeah, my impression about outside Ghana changed when I went to France. Okay. Yes, in France, at the center of the town, basically the bad things, the worst things that are done by the blacks.
In France?
In France.
The worst things?
Yes, the worst things, the pickpocketing, stabbing. Yeah, 99% are done by the blacks. Wow. I remember I got lost too. I wanted to talk to the police. Ghana police thumbs up to you. I went to the police because I couldn't speak French. He just ignored me. But in America, I was so anxious because I've seen America on TV, on the internet growing up. So I wanted to see America. So I was happy when I set foot in America. There, I would say, in a nutshell, I would say home sweet home.
Home sweet home.
Yes.
In America.
In Ghana.
In Ghana, okay.
Home sweet home.
Okay.
Because over there, no one has time.
No one has time. Yeah.
I live in an apartment with about 1,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
If I live on the 12th floor, 1221. I didn't know the person who lived in 122.
Tell that to my camera.
Because no one, if in Ghana, when you see an elder person and you don't greet him, it becomes an issue. But over there, no one gives a damn.
That if you don't greet him,
no one cares. Yes, and no one has time to say, today I'm going to visit my friend. Where are you? No.
You mean wait?
Yeah, no, I don't know if it's because of where I went to stay.
No, it is not. It's not because of where you stay. My viewers who are watching, I've had some interviews with some people, and they share what they are sharing with me. Being in the West makes you selfish, because in a way, the West selfish, not as in you want. Like you said, in Ghana, you can't just get up, see an elderly person, and just walk by. She will even turn and watch you like, they're my friend Umbazi. That means, wow, this guy doesn't respect. But in the States, you can just walk past by without greeting, and then you are cool to go.
Yes.
And then you didn't know your next neighbor.
You didn't know.
Wow.
So anytime I want to have fun, I just take a train to my sister in Baltimore. She loves to have fun.
Okay.
So we'll go to parties, we'll go to nightclubs, and over there, whether you are above 18 or not, when you enter a drinking spot, before you enter, you have to check your passport.
Your passport. Okay.
Before you buy a drink, they would have to check your passport.
Wow. Unlike here,
when even a 5-year-old can go and buy cigarettes, it's different than all over there.
Wow.
Yes. And one thing I realized about people is most of the friends I had were white.
Mm-hmm.
And mostly they are the people who try to talk to me. But the African, I'm not saying I'm not trying to put out a bad image about African Americans. But when you speak to people and they realize you don't have the American accent, the first thing they tell you is you don't have an accent. And these people, 100% of the people the encounter I had were from African Americans.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And most of the time they think they are superior
over
other Africans. And once I went to buy, my mother wanted something, I went to buy for her. I saw two people fighting and they were Black. African Americans.
Yeah.
Most of the homeless people are African Americans. That is because I don't know whether it's because of where I went to stay.
Where you went to stay.
Yes, but my general impression is African Americans are their own problems.
They are their own problems. Wow. you are really like attacking the point step by step. And I love the fact that
what it has to be.
Yeah. African Americans are their own problems.
Yes.
So okay. But most of them think the white people are their problems.
It depends on what they have gone through.
Okay.
But personally, I see them to be their own problem because I hardly see. I never saw white attacking the black, but most of the public fight I encountered, they were blacks fighting among themselves.
All right. So listen, this time I'm not interviewing African American. I am interviewing a Ghanaian, an African, who went to the States for a short course and then he's back. And then we are sharing his experience as a Ghanaian traveling outside to the United States to learn, courtesy Donald Trump, and then Community Solutions Program, which he took part. Now, he said a lot about African Americans being their own problems. He spoke about other positive stuff, and then other things like African Americans, they feel superior over Africans when we leave the motherland to that side. Now, I'm trying to ask him, what was his experience with Ghanaians who had left Ghana to be in the States?
So what happened was, as a Ghanaian, as someone who had gone to represent Ghana at the Community Solutions Program, any program that would be organized by the Ghanaian community, I have to be there. So once the second lady came to Virginia, so we were invited to go. It was a wonderful experience. What I realized was the Ashantis, they are very welcoming.
Mm-hmm.
when they saw us and they realized we were wearing, because it's a state program, so if anyone who go on a state program is given some kind of respect, so they were happy. They just welcomed us. And I had someone called Texan. I had we have Texan in our extended family, so I wanted to know the person, so maybe we are related. So I was told there's a pastor who is around. So the next day I went to the pastor's church. So I approached him and so I introduced myself. The kind of attitude the man gave me, he's a fancy. There were nice people in the church, but what I realized was the Ashantis are more welcoming than the Fantis.
When you travel
outside. And Fantis are not even together. So I met another man who said he comes from Cape Coast and that he comes from the royal family. And the royal family is, I don't know how to put this, but he said, if you come from a royal family, it's Abosonge. So he doesn't want his children to come back to the country. He doesn't even want to associate himself with anything Ghanaian or anything African. Yes. And if he had the means, he would even change his name.
Wow.
Yes. And it hurts. It hurts so bad. Because when I went, most of the time I'm in African wear, I'm in Ghanaian wear, and I had people commenting. Sometimes I have to give out what I'm wearing, and it's so precious to them. One hour time, I give people Ghanaian currency, and the way people appreciated it, especially the whites, they appreciated the very little things we don't even value. They value it. So what I want to tell Ghanaians, especially Fantis outside the country, is let's try and come back together. Home is home. No matter what you do, your spirit is here. You can trace your root back home. You are in somebody's land. You don't know anything can happen. Get back to your root. That is the most important thing.
Get back to your roots. Hey, I'm really learning something from this. That should I travel to the States and then any African American want to act like he's superior over me, man, he won't wear it. Because I value my culture, I value what I do. Like he said, when he went there, he was in his, traditional Ghanaian attire. He had other things that were African. And people were so appreciative of him portraying that culture as an African. This guy is one of the clever guys in town, one of the brilliant guys in Cape Coast in Ghana. Over the 70,000 people that applied for that project, he was part of the 72 that was picked. And that tells you he's one of the good guys that we have to watch out for. So anybody coming to Ghana, anybody coming to Central Region, Cape Coast, and you want to connect with him, I would most definitely put his email address out there, have a conversation with him. He has had the experience. I'm yet to. So hey, thank you very much for checking us out. It was awesome having a conversation with a brilliant person. I'm also trying to be brilliant like